Kia ora e te iwi, no mai hoki mai ki Rotorua International Stadium for the 2025 Māori Touch Nationals. Ko Tivoli Guthrie tōku ingoa, and we are here for an under-18 boys fixture between Ngāti Hine and Te Mātawa Maui. Ngāti Hine from the far north, Te Mātawa Maui from the Hawke's Bay region. And it should be a good game. We've got Ngāti Hine, the defending champions in this grade from 2024, last year when they won the 18 boys final, or then the 17 boys final. And then this year moving to the 18 boys division rather than the 17. So plenty of these faces you would have seen in the final last year. Te Mātawa Maui, obviously no strangers to this stage as well. And both teams well coached as well, from Cody Walker for Ngāti Hine and Anaru Bartlett for Te Mātawa Maui. As we go through the team list for Te Mātawa Maui, we've got Kaya Kemp, Tuhua Hunia, Kiripatia Robinson, King, Smith, Puketapu Pene, Lauvau, Waina, Tran and Riley Wainga rounding out the squad as well. We mentioned their coaching team, or one-man band as it is, of Anaru Bartlett, a famous name down there in the Hawke's Bay. And then for the Ngāti Hine 18 boys, we have Varden Prime, Tukairangi, Apanui, Katipa Prime, Wiki, Chapman, Selwyn Cecil, Utakia, Nordstrom, Hood, Walker, Apapa Kuku, Hines, and Hayata. So quite a few whanaunga playing for Ngāti Hine. And I will be joined in the commentary box very shortly by Hika Pene, who's doing his warm down, playing in the Masters grades here at the 2025 Māori Touch Nationals for Raukawa ki Runga, and his warm down involves a walk to the commentary box before he sits down and joins me here for this 18 boys fixture. In terms of the weather conditions, the cloud cover that was here a little bit earlier on has subsided, and the sun has come out to play for the rest of the afternoon. We're going to be sitting at about 24-25 degrees. The wind provides a little bit of welcome relief for the players on the field, no doubt. Quite stiff, blowing from right to left on your screen. As I welcome in my co-commentator, Hika Pene. Hicks, how are you, bro? Warm down completed?
Oh, tēnā koe mihi ana ki a koe, Tiv. Nau I whakamahana ngā tūru, I nei mahi whakapāho. Pai crikey. Had a little run down there. Well, I noticed they put us on the finals field, but no one was down there watching. Now, but fun, you got to get out there and get off the couch and dust the boots off. As a good friend Kiria Tangaro would say, here we are no. Kei konei kei te muru o te ahi. And this looks like a young, strapping lad's sort of grade there, Tim.
I know, bro. I'll let you catch your breath. You sit there. I'll do all the heavy lifting for this one. You're absolutely right, though. A grade definitely for strapping young athletes, and there's going to be plenty of them out on display here in this game. We've got Ngāti Hine in the black strip going from left to right on your screen. Te Mātawa Maui in that sort of Pounamu-inspired strip going from right to left. Players to watch out for in this one. There's going to be plenty on display. Personal favourite of mine, we've got Tamatoa Ariki, Selwyn Cecil here, a cracker of a game in the final last year for Ngāti Hine. And then on the other side of the ball, I think you probably can't go past Noah Robinson as well, coming from a very strong family line down there in the Hawke's Bay region, as well as Riley Wainga too. So a couple of players to look out for. It's going to be a cracker of a match. It's going to be our, I believe, 5th live stream game of the day. So if you have been watching, you can watch this game as well as 6 additional fields from the tournament. But even better, if you can get to Rotorua International Stadium, please, no mai, haere mai.
Tika tau, and you may have already talked, but it's great to see our good friend Cody Walker back. Ventured off to rugby league, done some awesome things, but he's back here in the coaching staff, looking calm as ever. But here we have it, running from right to left, and it is a stunning playing strip they've got on there, Tiv.
We've got Te Mātawa Maui with first use of the football, looking to gun on the outside, just beat him for pure pace. And I'll tell you what, we were just talking about a strapping lads game, and they managed to show that in full force there. Te Mātawa Maui just using the pace to get on the outside. So Kaya Kemp just skipped away to the outside, a long reaching arm diving out, and it crosses over there for Te Mātawa Maui. I think that might have actually been Judas Kiripatia. And now Ngāti Hine, they'll look to reply. Looked to be a younger squad. This Ngāti Hine team.
Yeah, we've got the Prime brothers here, 1 and 4 on the ball. Little sweep play. Looks like he's going to step it back. It looks like young Coops.
Yeah,
beautiful. Coops. Oh, lovely to see. I'll tell you what. Kupa Hayata. He's actually got some Otaki blood in that boy from Kati. Also the Wairarapa. And I know his dad, Blair, he'll be stoked with that pass. Gives a lot back to the game. And didn't they set up, we talked about tempo earlier on, they all seem to be quite in tune with the pace of that. And that this beautiful left to right from the hip. So here we go. Not going at huge speed, but just manipulates that defence on a beautiful finish on the back end there. And Tamatoa Ariki. Dots down. One apiece, Tim.
He had a good game in the final last year. I remember young Tamatoa, so look for him to cross for a couple more, and I don't think he'll sub often either. So, yeah, great ball from young Kupa Hayata. Trying to do some recruiting there for next year, Hika, are you?
There's always a place back home for you there, Coops. But here we go. Yeah, nice touch. Really liking the shape out of touches, the release line, touch profile from these young lads. We probably left the wing open there. Nice work. They get that sort of mechanics quite clean, aren't they, out of touches, release lines?
Yeah, I think it's the technical side of things, isn't it? You know, definitely the technical side where you're knowing what hand to make the touch with, the profile, the body balance as well as, the pressure you can make the touch with. And it's looking very, very sure in the middle there with young Kupa Hayata and Quest Prime occupying the two middle positions of the field for Ngāti Hine.
What I'm liking is they both lift up and not sort of lift out and open that gate too far. He's under and feels quite safe. Maybe just a little bit late. But unfortunately, I might have given him the old commentator's curse. But I guess they went back to the same well as you talked about. They really sort of split them a little bit further this time. Just a little loose and a little high. And
I think that little dummy just at the last minute sort of held up Prime there defensively. And then Te Matau Maui diving between the two middles. If Hika, you're anything like our mate Toby Fleming in the last couple of games, he put the commentator's curse on a couple of teams. So we'll carry on with this one.
We'll finish off the day, Tiv. So, Uianoka Hokimai, he's this beautiful splitter play. It's the new toy, as they say. When the sweep come out, everyone was doing the sweep, now they're doing the splitter. And there's many different setups on the splitter, isn't there, Tiv?
Yeah, it's a dangerous play, and obviously because it's only sort of recently come into the game over the last season or so, a lot of teams still trying to figure out how to defend it, the best way to defend it, as well as on the opposite side of the ball, what attacking options are available to them. So Te Matau Maui able to defend that one though, and now they'll ruck off their try line.
Yeah, that's a big shift from them. They scored, deed them out. They sort of made the Ngāti Hine attack quite clunky. Now they're just slowing it down, and I mean, these young fellas, they may look tired here and there, but their batteries recover really, really quick.
Yeah, they do.
But they seem really smart on what target, who they're trying to target when they set. It's good to see at such a young age.
Yeah, definitely, and you'll see it on both sides of the ball as well. So, touch made there from Ngāti Hine, and the wind has definitely picked up over the last sort of 3 to 4 minutes. It was relatively calm as the game tapped off, and now it's just picked up another notch, as you can see from our teardrop flags flying in the background.
Yeah, pupuhi mai te haua tāwhiri. I dare say the players will be loving that nice light breeze. Looks like it's coming in from the southeast. But here we go. Oh, that's a nice... What I like about that lift there is they cut down the time of the attacker, don't they? They put you under a lot of pressure.
And when you're under pressure, there's no time to load up to pass. There's no time to assess options. So you kind of just have to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible. And then on that occasion, able to snuff out the play defensively there were Te Matau Maui, and now they get the ball just crossing into enemy territory at the moment with a couple of touches up their sleeve. Here's Robinson there, sets a nice platform and looking to throw that cutout pass out to the right, and then ball goes to ground. But that's not a bad set there from Te Matau Maui.
Yeah, and they're going sort of middle on the back end of their sets now, really tiring out that middle defence. They're almost sinking now on that fifth and final. They're not lifting, they're dropping, which is a little bit of a sign of early fatigue. And I like this lifting defence of Te Matau Maui. They're really forcing them clunky. The rhythm's a little bit off. And off those ones, you can only... Well, that got them out of trouble. Young Prime got them out of trouble there.
Yeah, now as a result, they can strike in good field position. Here's Hayata looking to load up, double pumps, looks to throw the ball over the top, but then just unable to find a hand for that pass to go to.
You know, it's nice watching these young fellas sort of sharpen their tools. He's picked early, 3-1 long, then he's sort of done the double pump. Didn't quite hit, but he'll learn from those things.
It's a point of getting sort of reps under the belt, isn't it, Hika?
Yep. And they've gone back to the same player. They've gone back to Cooper. They've trusted him on the back end to set. So that will give him confidence. Here's this orange zone. Nice to see those outsides lifting. We tend to go to that first defender when they lift. It'd be good to see a little bit of eyes up out of the box.
Yeah, and just trying to get him behind that defender that does lift, isn't it? It does make your job easier on the attacking side of things. As you see a late switch and manages to evade the touch, but a great shot from the wing there. There's our man Tamatoa Ariki Selwyn Cecil. Great shot from the wing there.
Oh, beautiful read. Those sort of defensive plays, they can really make a winger look bad if you're inside shut early, but he stayed really connected, beautiful timing. His inside link and him have got very, very good understanding of each other. Oh, this is a beautiful set on the back end. Look at the speed, through the hands, catch a pass. Yeah, another great touch from the winger. Yeah,
and that was on the opposite side of the ball there, wasn't it, Kore John King? And they looked to dive over. I thought they had them beaten, to be fair, Ngāti Hine. But a great desperation touch there from King.
Walter Wiki, I like the look of Walter Wiki, number 5. He looked very smooth, slicing through on a scoop there. Here we go to Matau Maui. Oh, yeah, just forcing a little pass, going slightly off the plan.
Yeah, and I think just taking a little while to get from the field into the sub box as well. You know, when you're subbing, it is easy just to sort of jog off the field and take your time. But, you know, a lot of the time it does pay to get off the field as quickly as possible and allow the subbers coming on the most time as possible with the ball on the field. So guilty of that on that occasion there to Matau Maui. Came up with the error, and now Ngāti Hine with the ball down on the 7. They'll look to strike back and level things up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and Walter Wiki was in a nice little pocket, so I wonder if he's seen that. Just sort of step slightly deeper when they sort of crush back. Might get an out ball here. He's going to run him with a late. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did see Walter Wiki just look at his defender, and I thought, well, I wonder if he'll have a go on him. Nice footy here, but just moving the ball. Yes, that's a great play. Now they can really attack that edge. Yes.
That's it, I think. Instead of going directly to their sub-box A hooker, which I'm pretty sure is what you were about to say, but going straight up the middle of the park just to get in behind that first defensive unit and then shifting to their box. It's only one extra touch, but look at the purchase that they've gotten on the back end of it. Just absolute power coming off the back fence there. That was Judas Kiripatia. Just tried to go straight through the defender there, but unfortunately he made a better door than a window.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a bunt there. But back to it, they've got... It's been end-to-end. There hasn't been many penalties on the line. Nice little crossover here. He's going to use his hands in the corner. Beautiful touchdown, left to right. He got live, which put the outside defenders in 2 minds, which your job is to shut, isn't it? So probably just caught them on skates a bit. But I like his... he's got a nice bit of swag there, RDJ, coming across. Just nice left to right. Yeah, nice and smooth, and a great dot down in the corner there, Tiff.
Yeah, great release there from Smith. Just caught Carlos Nordstrom, the Ngāti Hine winger, in a little bit too tight. And those ones are a little bit hard to defend, aren't they, Hika? Those open side quickies or those crossover quickies where you get the toucher and then you split towards the safe side and get it straight back, because it changes the defensive dynamic in an instant.
It sure does. Yeah, it's both defensive lines they're quite quiet on defence. Like even language, body presence, they're quite quiet. Probably be nice to see someone really grab that defence, the ball by the horns, and really own it, safe side, short side. But gee, sort of slice through, just gets it down.
It was touch and go, wasn't it? It was Rocco Chapman that sliced through, managed to find Daniel Hood on the back end, and I think that would have been an important one for Ngāti Hine, just to stay within touching distance. We're now just over 5 minutes until half time, and that one's going to be an important one as they look to apply a little bit of pressure and pressing forward just to limit the time with ball in hand for Te Matau Maui, but they're looking patient here.
Yeah, and as I say, when I look at some of these names, it feels like I'm reading actors' names out of Hollywood. They've all got such cool names. Yeah, there's some cool names going on here. Yeah, once again, Cooper, he's sort of end-to-end player, isn't he? Not just on the back end on attack. He's rucking, he's organising, he's defending. He's really growing as he comes through the ranks here.
Oh, and that's so important when you get to this kind of age grade, isn't it? Hika, you know, when you're young, full of testosterone, you see all the highlights on social media. You want to be the man that is the one throwing the long ball or doing the step. But, you know, equally as important are the people that do the defensive work, that do the rucking, that do the organising. You're absolutely right. And Cooper Hayata, at this early stage, he can do a lot of those roles and do them well.
Yeah, Walter Wiki, he's just cruising through. And speaking of those social media highlights, Seven's Touch has got them all. They've got them all. And I'm actually trying to get on the new training program. I'm just waiting for the 30% discount, and I'm going to subscribe. But if you haven't, man, check it out, Seven's Touch. It's the best touch content. I'm going to say it in the globe, in the world. There it is, man.
Big call.
Absolutely outstanding. And touch tapes. Just watched episode 2 with drum. It's awesome. But back to the live touch here. Ngāti, Hine. Kei te mātakitaki mai koutou. Tēnei kapa no te tai tukero. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That looked ball down.
I think they're going to call it, yeah.
Live, it looked down.
And it didn't look likely, did it, Hika? He got the quickie. It was a little bit physical at the ruck. And then he got the ball a touch slower than what he usually would. But then just held, and then dove at the defender's feet right before the touch was effected. Great play there. He set up the last one, Rocco Chapman, and then he scored this one to get his team back level.
And, man, the placement of the ref, if she was 5 metres the other side, could have easily been a touch. So great placement right there on the money. But here's our man, RDJ Smith, out of Te Matau, Maui. And this is where you see the young swag in these grades. But they're nice and composed, these young boys, young men.
Very patient, and they know how to manipulate, or at least learning how to manipulate and making the touch on the right defender as he evaded the touch there. Excellent manipulation of his body there. That was TK Tuhua, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the finish on the back end.
They disguised that spotter really well, I felt. Nice. This is where the game's going to be won and lost, I feel, right through this orange zone, just getting the right target. Oh, beautiful. And here's the power play here. They're going to kick back over, back to that 32. They might run a little tuck play in behind here, eh? Just looking at, there it is, all just the execution, but they set it up well.
Yeah, everything was there right up until the final pass, wasn't it? They managed to drag the defender all the way across to the left-hand side of the field, which really opened up their open side. But then just that final pass not quite going to hand, but they're down the right end of the park.
Yeah, just listening to Coach Cody Walker. He's keeping his team really calm, and they're all understanding exactly what he's saying. He still wants them to go to that kick to that 32 platform, and they're all shaking their head. Nice, clear comms from the coach.
And it helps when you're calm too. You know, if your coach is calm in the box, he's able to deliver his messages as clearly and efficiently as possible, and then that ahua, you're able to take that out onto the field and translate that onto the field as well.
So the intense machine gun sort of comms ain't to go.
Absolutely, yeah, I think so.
Tim knows what I mean because we've all had it from previous coaches, no names. Oh, what a pill. Man. I mean, you talked about him, about the young winger, Tamato Ariki Selwyn Cecil, and he is definitely delivering.
Yeah, 100%. He's come through the grades up in the Auckland system. And, you know, when you're at a club, the playing up club that he's at the moment, you know, you're just surrounded by plenty of great wingers, Finn Barnett, Reihana Suter-Finch, Liam Carter, etc. And then as a result, Te Matau Maui have to look to go right down the middle, and they do so successfully on that occasion, diving over and extending their lead back out to 1.
Yeah, Lakai Waina. I think it might have been the first time I've seen him on that. But this low game that we're seeing today by Jingos, when he gets up, uses those long limbs, probably offside, I think it might have been an offside call. I
think it might have been, yeah. They were probably a foot off the line there and still making their way back to the line. So ball down, excellent call once again there from our adjudicators, from our Kawawao, looking to run that splitter once more and doing the exact same down the other end of the field. Walter Wiki, he's the man that you've pointed out early in this match. He levels things back up once again.
Yeah, just been watching him sort of off the field, talking to his players, slides it in, yeah. Just been watching how he's just been managing his pod. Doesn't say much, but speaks, real respectful sort of guy amongst the boys. It looks like they've got great culture amongst this young group. But Te Matau Maui, there's been some unbelievable players coming out to Matau Maui, none other than the Bartlett brothers. But they're going to play tonight, and as young fellas do, they play right to the end. And I'll tell you what, kaue huri ki teihana kia, Ngāti Hine, Te Matau Maui, it's 4-4, and we'll see you after the break.
I love Christmas and my family loves Christmas. We always get our deck ready, we put our outdoor furniture out, and we have an all-round good time.
Fit the whole family around the table with a marquee 7-piece dining setting, only $3.99. Cook up a storm with a Matador Spark 4-burner barbecue, $7.18. And make sure there's enough shade with a marquee 2.3-metre Monaco umbrella, just $84.90.
Bunnings is here to help get your entertaining all wrapped up. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.
Hei, tēnā anō hoki tātou nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei pakanga nui. Ngāti Hine kia te Matau a Maui, Ngāti Kahununu ki te Matau a Maui. It is for all. I'll tell you what, we've had some really close first halves all morning through to the afternoon. We've got a beautiful, like southeasterly breeze from Tāwhiri Matau, and I know we're all enjoying that. But Tiv, just a couple of standout players that you've seen in this half and the first half, and why?
Yeah, I think from the Te Matau Maui team, it's hard to look past Judas Kiripatia. He's had a couple of nice touches on the offensive side of the ball, real patient, and then just that ability to, find space and manoeuvre his body to get into those spaces. And then on the opposite side of the ball, we talked about Walter Wiki, we talked about Kupa Hayata as well, but I think the standout for them has been Tamatoa Ariki Sau and Seso out on the wing, and I think that's probably mainly due to the defensive work that he puts in. He's saved a couple of tries for Ngāti Hine, and that's probably why they're level at the moment.
Yeah, and we had it in, we've got Quest Prime. Looks like Kupa Hayata's out there. Quite a lethal little combination. We also got the Prime brothers. Just that little sweet follow. Nice little goose. He's just going to try to get in the end goal. Nice short side mirror defence there to start us off, Tim.
Yeah, and great hands from Quest Prime as well to save the rest of the set here. So we'll see what they can come up with on the strike as they look to use their footwork. Great touch there from Te Matau Maui. Yeah, excellent defence there. Made it all the way back to the line, 2 feet behind it. Made the touch, snuffed out the play.
Yeah, awesome. And when I look at Te Matau Maui, they've always got to travel. Just like Ngāti Hine, a long way to travel to get to these tournaments. But it's good that they get to, after all the hard work getting there, they actually put on a good performance they can be proud of.
100%, and it's something that, a lot of our whānau from around the motu, they can struggle with at times for other tournaments throughout the year. And, when you're stacking multiple tournaments and players that are playing in all of these tournaments, and then you take into account higher honours and rep stuff and camps, and, it can become a lot for whānau. And so to see our whanaunga from Te Ngāti Kahungunu down there able to come out here and then put on a performance out there, as we see on the field, coming up with a try, it is awesome to see.
Yeah, it is awesome to see, and I've just noticed, I think Te Matau Maui only playing with 12. I can only just see sort of 6 in the box, so that'll probably definitely show the fitness side of things, but to start the half off, to defend Ngāti Hine up with 3 of their hot strike weapons and then score, what a start to the second half.
That's actually a really good point, Hick. I hadn't made the point to look across to the Te Matau Maui box. But yeah, you've got 6 interchanges there on the field, and that fatigue no doubt is going to play a part in this second half as Ngāti Hine, they stroll over as easy as you like on that occasion. Yeah,
it looks like it came straight out of the coach's playbook. That tap off and one attack pod goes off, another one goes on. Just a little, oh yes, sweet. Haven't really seen that setup.
I've seen the setup where they sort of run a splitter platform, but it's from a 32 platform. But the one I liked about that one is that they just sort of dummied all the action and all the eyes that were there and then just threw out the link, and the hole was, it was massive. Part of the Red Sea.
And we saw Tauranga Moana come up with a little trick play on the tap-off too. Didn't quite come off, but it was definitely a different picture. So good to see our game still evolving with some people spending a bit of time behind closed doors coming up with some new setups.
There's a good lift there defensively from Chapman for Ngāti Hine at link. Made the touch there. So our game is all level at the moment, and I'll tell you what, it's gone just like that, hasn't it, Hika? In the blink of an eye, we're already 3 minutes into the second half, and the pace of this game definitely playing a role. I wonder if Te Matau Maui can keep the same pace up throughout the entirety of the game as they look to dive over short. Touch was made though, plenty of defenders there to get through from Ngāti Hine.
It's unreal how they can get from sort of up high, down low so quick. Oh, nice little fake play there. He might get a penalty. Is it a play on? Yes, no, he caught him on. It's all going on down on the 7, I'll tell you what.
It's a bit of chat going back and forth between our player and referee.
Yeah, I think there's about 8 refs out there. Yeah, nice little sting.
Good lift.
Oh, through the
great connection.
Great work.
And that was from both of them, wasn't it? You talked earlier about Tamatoa Ariki Selwyn Cecil. His connection with his inside link has been a real hallmark. And, you know, at this age, it is very difficult to find some good wingers that are purely wingers. You know, when you get to this age, it's a lot easier to have a group of 14 of your best players and then throw whoever is left out on the wing. But Selwyn Cecil does a great job out on the wing for Ngāti Hine.
Coops just using the skills. And as you know that the wingers' roles are just so different. One is a box side winger who does a lot of dummy half passing. The other far side is generally a big defensive winger, has to make a lot of touches as team exits. So that the skill set that they have to have are very, very different, aren't they?
A lot different to what you'd get in the middle of the park, isn't it, Hick? And so to find those attributes and to develop them early, it's only going to hold them in good stead as they move towards the future. Yeah, I like Coops' feet. That's a great play there from young Cooper Hayata. Yeah, excellent play, great quickie and a great dive to boot.
Yeah, and they've all got this beautiful balance. I mean, he gets it, he has a little look up, just holds, and it's just a little whack, and then down low. Yeah, nice honesty from the discipline and honesty from both these young teams need to be credited for the culture that they bring and the humbleness. It's great to see the humbleness. I know if that was me, you'd see me doing a handstand and looking for the camera. Man, it's going jab for jab here, and here's 9. I've been liking the look of Ari J. Smith, Te Matau Maui. They're all very sort of similarly built athletes, aren't they? In the middle, tall, lean, and they don't give too much away on these sort of setups.
Oh, to be 18 again, eh, Hika?
Oh, to be 18 again. At our young adjudicator out there, she has been reading these plays so well. This combination of the 3 refs, they've worked so well, I feel.
They have, yeah, in tandem with each other. And especially for an 18 boys grade where, you know, they're full of running. The pace of the game is high. So, to not only keep up with that is a huge credit to them, a huge testament. As we see the second penalty down on the 7 for Ngāti Hine. They'll want to keep their discipline here. One more penalty will result in a player being off to the side. But what a play there from Te Matau Maui. Hika, you want to talk us through that one?
That's a real eyes-up one. You know, because you're so aggressive getting up and out, he does everything correct, but just corners a little too hard, and you're so vulnerable for that follow. But I feel the insides let him down a bit, sort of let him pop out by himself and just get really isolated. But I'm sure Cody will be all over that. But there we go. Man, it's a tough one to call there, Tim.
It's still right down the middle, isn't it? The swing of the pendulum continues and it goes back and forth, 6 apiece, and tit for tat. The lead has changed a couple of times throughout this one as Ngāti Hine looks to run a little split play as well. Now just holding the ball out on the line. Here's Chapman, gets the quickie play, looking to dive on the outside. Smith is the defender there. Has he called the touch?
I'll tell you what, Tim, they say pai kare on those ones. Jingoes, there's nothing in it. But all the top players are going at it. The attackers like to attack and defend.
Brilliant play there. That is micro skills. Yeah, I'll get up on my feet as well and applaud that one. Brilliant play from Ngāti Hine. They ran the 3-2 peel, really gunned the short side, and then just that quick hands, 1 and 2, and Selwyn says, well, he's the beneficiary, but all the hard work was done on the inside.
You know, you see players like Latrell Mitchell, you see inside centres, Super Rugby, that's a skill set that they have. But seeing at that age, at that speed, one micro skill off, they wouldn't have scored that, but beautiful, and just the variety of tack that we're seeing amongst these young gentlemen. It's a joy, an absolute privilege to call this one with you, Tiv.
So Tokobo, and now Te Matau Maui, if the game's anything to go by what it's been like so far, they'll hit back straight away. And now we're up to the 5th and final touch. Te Matau Maui, what can they come up with on the static play, running a little switch, quick hands, they won't die wondering with the ball, little goosey to the outside, and they've got some purchase. The ball being knocked to ground, and that's just reward for adventurous play on the 5th and final and not dying wondering, eh, Hika?
Oh, kei runga noa tū, you know, they never gave up. It's easy to just throw the ball to the side and really defend. It's good to just see some of this natural stuff come out. I remember we were talking about a Pacific Cup. Sometimes that flair gets coached out, but that's definitely the time for it, you know, 5th and final. Oh!
Fortunately, just an unforced error, and I saw a couple of heads in the Te Matau Maui box just swing back and look to the heavens, looking up to Ranginui. And now Ngāti Hine, they'll look to just really drive home their ascendancy.
Yeah, and I think just having those extra 2 players, Ngāti Hine playing with 14, Te Matau Maui playing with 12, it will definitely show in moments like that.
Oh, that short ball was definitely on. That would have really exaggerated their dominance in the second half, because I do think that they've had the upper hand. Te Matau Maui, they're really just hanging in there, aren't they? They're kind of surviving at the moment and just staying within touching distance.
And I'll tell you what, we watched that tuck play. And, you know, Cody Walker's moved into rugby league and done a lot of mahi there for many, many years. I have no doubt he's tweaked that, because sometimes that front runner is quite deep on the tuck, but he was nice and flat, wasn't he? So, yeah, I'm loving the variety that we're seeing. But here goes our man, RDJ Smith. Little left foot there's going to get low. Oh, yeah. I think everyone's sort of on to who's who now, aren't they? You've got Walter Wiki, you've got RDJ Smith, we've got Coops here, you've got the Prime boys. Everyone's sort of in tune with who you got to keep an eye on. Great lift there outside. Geez, they protect the outsides really, really well, don't they, Tip?
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, on that occasion, jumped the gun a little bit early. Did upper cuckoo. And now Te Matau Maui, here's Smith, looking to get that crossover quickly, and it's that same play once more, and that same combination as well, isn't it? RDJ Smith, Judas Kiripatea. I think that's the well that Te Matau Maui will want to keep going back to.
Yeah, Kiripatea, RDJ Smith. Yeah, they get out of these touches so well. Disguise it, and I think probably just the touch offside, eh? Touch offside there.
I think
but,
so.
This game probably deserves to finish in a draw, if I'm being fair. I mean, I don't think one team's been dominant over the other. They've gone at it, and Jingos, we've got 14 touchdowns already, Tiff, and I dare say there's a few more to come before this game is rounded off.
And there's still 4 minutes left, so yeah, absolutely. I think you're right there, Hika. Ngāti Hine, they look to run a sweep play, a little bit of a modified sweep, just couldn't quite get the timing right on that occasion. So Te Matau Maui, they'll want to finish this defensive set very strongly. They've got one more touch up their sleeve, and that's exactly what they've been looking for, isn't it, Te Matau Maui, is that stopper right after scoring a try.
I'll tell you what, me mihi ka tika. I have no doubt Nui's back there in the Hawke's Bay. I know he's right into his CrossFit now, Nui Bartlett. You know, a lot of these guys will help these young fellas as they come through the grade, and they'll be just stoked seeing Te Matau Maui fought it with the big guys.
And they break away down the left.
Slice down the edge. Slice down the edge. I'm going to try and call for her.
I think Ngāti Hine probably just guilty of trying to play the refs a little bit rather than playing the game, and then as a result, you know, we heard a couple of cries from their box about it off the marks a little bit earlier. And when your mind's not on the game, it's easier to come up with those defensive lapses. And Te Matau Maui taking full advantage there, streaking away down the left-hand side. That was Lakai Waina. and he regains the lead for Te Matau Maui. So 8-7 with just under 3 minutes left to play. This game's got a couple more twists and turns left in it, Hika.
Oh, it sure does. There's just so much strike. It's not funny. Coops is out there with his pod, the Prime Brothers. We've got one of the best finishers and defensive 80-year-old wingers in the country in Araki. It'll be good to see what they run. Like you said, things haven't quite gone their way. Coop got live before, so we'll see if he uses his feet again. He's got a lovely long ball. Oh yeah, and there it is. There it is.
And I think there'll be question marks over the pass. Yeah, it's been a thing all day, hasn't it, Hika, with the wind at the backs of Ngāti Hine going from right to left on your screen. Those long balls, they become just a little bit trickier. Yeah. And then on that occasion, I thought the pass was thrown backwards and drifted forward from the wind, but the referees didn't see it that way. They called it forward straight off the bat. And Ngāti Hine, a chance goes begging there, but as we are talking, they get a call going their way.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of models that want to jump on. We've got Trey and Chauncey from Waitere. Sorry, boys, it's only the in-house models that are doing this game. But Big Me from Waitere there. I'll tell you what, I thought the ball was backwards out of the hand, but I don't have a ref's badge. So great call. And here they go. Good on, Coops. Trying to get physical out of the ruck. Yeah. Oh.
The line was open there for Hayata. I think he'd be wanting a couple more inches in length in that one, because if he did have it, it would have been try time. And with just over 2 minutes left, there is a hairline in it, isn't it? Ngāti Hine, the lane opened up.
And the young adjudicator, that was a great call. You know, it was an advantage call, but didn't feel like they got the advantage, so they got the penalty. Here's Prime. Coops is going to run this inside splitter.
Great patience there from Hayata. He just held and held and held. He let the defender make the decision. They chose to go out, and he crosses over. We said there were a couple more twists and turns in this game, Hika. We're back to level.
But just look, you know, talk about growing through a game. He started well, then he missed the tuck play, comeback, got live. The coaches have had faith in that combination, sent them out to get one. They've drawn it up, 25 seconds to go. And I did say I felt this game deserves to finish in a tie. I don't know if one team's been slightly better than the other. Depends on who you're backing. But we've got about 15 seconds to go, Tiff. Is there enough time to ice it?
Maybe. Te Matau Maui, the long ball goes out to the right-hand side. I think if there's a place where you don't want to go, it's down Tamatoa's wing. The hooter goes in the background. This is it. It's all down to one final play. The long ball goes out to the left-hand side. Here's Hunia with the ball. He'll look to use his feet. The ball goes to ground, and both teams, you can see on the field there, cramping up, absolutely spent. And what a match we had in this 18 boys grade. I hope it's cramp, but what a game we've had, Hika, between Ngāti Hine and Te Matau Maui. Amazing.
Yes, amazing. And koera na te taunga whakamutunga, waru ki te waru, first draw of the day, and it will be interesting how these teams move through the competition. Hoi anō e te iwi, kaua huri ki teihana ke, noho mai, mauri ora.